We're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Here to set the tone, Chris Ruffalo, and of course the Crane, Rod Zawacki, with us as always. First games of the NHL playoffs in the books. Not such a happy ending in Edmonton, where the heavily flavored Oilers took it up the pipe. Rod, how did that one go over?
Well, I guess you shouldn't cross-check the Kings guy right in the face with 2 minutes to go in the game and give the Kings the power play to tie it up. That's not part of the game. Bouchard, stupid penalty with 2 minutes to go. You can't do that. That cost his team the game, definitely. And then it was an iffy call in overtime that, to me, it looked like he tripped on the broken stick on the ice. But you can't just flail and just stick around like that when you come falling down.
Of course,
it is what it is. We lost game 1 last season as well, so people don't remember that.
And they went nowhere, right? Last year either. So
yeah, we won game. We won game 7 and moved right on, and that
then got eliminated.
So
There's only one winner in the NHL, and it wasn't Edmonton. They weren't even close.
Yeah, that's a few series down the road.
I mean, I know nothing about hockey. It was Tampa Bay against Colorado last year. So definitely
to the finals,
yeah. So everyone else sucks, including the Maple Leafs who are going tonight. But,
quiet.
It's the way it works. Pro sports, just only one team gets the win, and 2 teams play in the finals. That's it. Everyone else, solid disappointment. I think Edmonton's been building for a championship team for quite some time at this point. So it's like anything short of a finals has got to be just a major letdown for them. You have perhaps who's seen as I mean, I know nothing about hockey, and I'm hearing they have the greatest player in points or whatever. But if you can't win games, basically you're just some guy that racks up individual stats. It's that really is not a lot of help. The idea is to win the game. You play to win the game.
Yeah, you play not to cross-check Buddy in the face.
It doesn't matter how it happens, man. In order for one play to make a difference in a game, there was a whole 60 minutes of other plays that could have changed the outcome of that game. That could have been done differently. It never comes down to one play. It's the whole.
No, in hockey it does.
No, it doesn't.
That was one play.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
What about the 3 other goals they scored?
Right, they made it 3-1.
Well, what about the 3 other goals they scored? So those plays didn't matter? Those plays didn't matter in the game.
When you give a team a power play with
power play is not a goal.
Yeah.
Power play is not a goal. There's been a
power play
lot of power
That's
plays.
How they scored the goal. They scored
a lot of power plays.
Goal on a 6-on-4 power play. They
Lot of
scored
power
a goal
plays
on a
that didn't
6-on-4
produce
power
goals.
play.
Been a
Yeah,
lot of
Bouchard,
power plays that haven't
suck.
produced goals.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
One guy cost us the game, period.
I don't
Everybody else
think
played
so.
great.
It was the body of
I
work.
know so. I watched the game.
Well, I
Did
don't
you?
watch the game, but I can tell you that
I know.
wasn't
So
one
then
guy.
how can you tell me that one play made the difference? That one play didn't make the difference in that game if you didn't see the rest
Because
of
it
the
never
game.
does.
Well, it did. Guess what? It did. Welcome to hockey.
Sounds like Edmonton just wasn't good enough at home to get the job done.
Well, I think they were good enough at home, and I think Bouchard took a stupid penalty at the end with 2 minutes to go. He crossed-checked Buddy in the face. Period.
Well,
cost the game.
Let's take a look at the final score here. What about the other 3 goals?
4-3.
What about the other 3 goals?
The one they scored in overtime to get the win? Yeah.
No, that and all the other ones.
The other 2? Yeah, they scored goals. It happens. But when you cross-check and give the team the power play, yeah.
But giving the power play is not giving a goal or a win or anything like that. It's giving them an advantage.
Yeah, it is.
It gives them an advantage, but not
right, to tie it up.
Believe me, there's been
And then they gave him a power play in overtime as well. So, ref in your pocket? Hey!
We'll agree. We'll agree on this one. I'm right. Anyways, this is what happens when I get involved in the NHL, and I agree with JP. The Oilers suck.
You didn't watch the game. If you watch the game, you can make an argument. You didn't watch the game, you can't make an argument.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game, and I can still make an argument.
Right, so you can't make the argument. You don't even know what happened to the rest of the game.
I just did. I'm here to have an argument.
I know, because but you're wrong.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are wrong. You're totally wrong.
No, I'm
Yeah,
100%. I love being
100%
right.
wrong.
It's fun being right all the time.
You're not right all the time. I'm sorry. It doesn't work like that. 100% not right all the time.
I think I'm.
Just like the sign says behind you. 100%. You just, oh, yeah, that's right. The sign says behind you, you get 100% of the games right after the game is over.
It's not behind me anymore. That's here.
So correct. You're right. Okay, it's right beside you. Sorry. My bad.
We moved it. We did a redesign.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice that you had done a redesign.
Yeah, we did a redesign.
We were in a heated sports debate.
Well, it's not a heated sports debate. We're just talking. We're just calling the spade a spade. And Oilers, well, they lost 4-3. They're beat by a better team.
Cost them the game. They weren't beat by a better team. Wait till the series is over. You can tell me that when the series is over.
The series is over.
1 year.
As LA went in and took home ice advantage in game 1.
So we whooped the last time in LA. We'll whoop the Kings. I'm not worried about it. Bouchard made one stupid penalty, and that cost us the game. Period. That's what happened there.
One penalty, one play does not. No, why didn't they score 10 goals then? Why didn't they score 10 goals and have it meaningless? And have it meaningless because they couldn't. Because the other 60 minutes mattered. It mattered. The other 60 minutes all mattered. Because why didn't they score 10 goals? It would have meant anything.
60 minutes to get a game, right?
Why didn't they score 15 goals? They got Connor McDavid. Chris has got the bowl of popcorn out.
I'll just be over here whenever you guys need me.
Oh, you're their hockey guru. Anyways, got more hockey action today. I like the way Rod takes it all personally. I don't even watch this shit.
Well, that's what I said. You don't watch this shit, so how can you make an argument?
It's been a while since I really got him going, too.
It's just like, oh, there's a fire. Where's my gasoline?
Oh, man. Let's go through the play-by-play on ESPN.
Not on ESPN. I don't want to hear that woman talk. Ugh, she's awful. Please, no ESPN. That's like taking a stick and poking your eye out. Oh.
You only offended half our audience there, Rod. It's okay. Now,
No, I did not. She is awful, man. How can you got to turn the sound off?
We got the Devils against the. We got the Devils against the Rangers. We got the Devils against the Rangers. We got the Maple Leafs against the Lightning. We got Vegas against Winnipeg and the Avalanche against the Kraken.
I'm gonna roll with the Kraken plus 1.5 here. I get it. I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, well, this is the Avalanche at home. They're the defending Stanley Cup champions." And I agree. I'm not saying they don't win this game, but each of the last 5 meetings between these two have been decided by 1 goal. Seattle Kraken were the far better team on the road this season, and while Colorado has normally been a team that does a lot of their best work at home, they were still just 22-19. 22-19 at home this season. I think Seattle can at least come in and keep it close. I think this could be a 3-2, maybe 4-3 kind of game. Wouldn't be surprised if we needed overtime here. So I'm going to roll with the Seattle Kraken plus 1.5 in this one.
Rod?
And for me in these ones, I'm going to go with the Winnipeg Jets to upset Vegas. This Jets team, Hellebuck solid in goal. It's looking like Bruce Watt's going to get the start for Vegas. Winnipeg's old backup goalie. Looks like he's going to get the start for the Knights in this one. But I like the way Vegas is headed in. The Jets have headed into these playoffs, playing good hockey. I know they had to use Hellebuck a lot, but I think he steps up and shines in this spot. And the Jets snag game 1 win over a Vegas team that's definitely shorthanded. A lot of guys definitely not at 100%. And you're relying on a 4th goalie. I think it finally catches up to you here in the playoffs. Give me the Jets over the Knights.
You want to debate, man? Two ends. Let's talk about some picks. Damn. Picks. Well, we've got video picks. We've got picks at the website. We've got premium picks, and we do picks on the show. So plenty of places to get picks. We can talk about whatever we want. If we can get under Rod's skin after a tough loss, well, we're gonna take it. We're gonna take full advantage of that one. Believe me, it doesn't. Some days it takes more than others. We knew it wasn't gonna take much today, so why not? I saw that score. I woke up this morning. I saw that score. The first thing that came to my head is like. Maybe one of these.
Yeah. Right.
Didn't even take one of these. I mean, it was barely a little tap. I mean, it was next to nothing going on.
You stepped within 5 feet and you got your head ripped.
I'm gonna go back and watch the replay. Maybe I'm gonna make a meme out of it.
I'm gonna watch it in slow motion.
I'm gonna make one of those gifs, you know, they make.
Yeah. Do it on your roller blades.
That's my favorite part.
Crossing to the face.
You didn't watch the game. It's like
this episode of the Simpsons where Bart's like, if you put it in slow motion, you can see the part where he actually gets his heart ripped out. And
I bet you could. I bet you can see where it turns. I was just like,
that was awesome. My whole day is turned around. It's tax day. I had to write those checks out. My whole day is better. The world is a better place. I'm taking the Lightning here on the reverse puck line against Toronto. I mean, we all know what time it is. It's a rite of spring. It's a rite of passage. It is a rite of being a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, being just absolutely shut down and disappointed in a decisive way in the NHL playoffs. And I think we're going to see that here. I think it's going to be all Lightning. There's a team in this. All right, so it's kind of like the Warriors last night, right? And the Kings. The Warriors hadn't won on the road all season. All of a sudden, they're going to win against the third best team in the West. Here you have a team that's they won it twice in a row. Then last year they lost in the finals, and they're up against a team of stiffs who disappoints in the playoffs every single year. How freaking hard is this? I mean, let's dumb it down a little bit, you know? It's like, it's an overlay. I'm taking the Lightning reverse puck line, laying it across the board.
We'll see the Leaf guy crossing someone in the face tomorrow.
Chris doesn't get mad about the Leafs. He's kind of there already. He's resigned.
No, I would respond, but I'm just like I can't disagree with it so far. It's one of those things where it's like I'll disagree once they win a playoff series, but right now we're not at that point.
We're not even close.
I can't disagree. They haven't won anything.
Exactly.
I haven't seen them win anything.
It's like, for God's sakes, Leafs, give me something to work with here.
For the love of God.
Get out of the first round.
So let me get this straight. So it was a cross-check to the face, not the other 60 minutes of the game that decided it for the Oilers.
Oh, it was. Oh, yeah, it came right down to the end because that's the way they've been playing the last 10 games. They got up 3-1 and then they sit back and play a defensive style game. But he's cross-check the face. Who
was the cross-check E? Who was the cross-check E? The guy who got cross-checked in the face.
I think it was more got cross-checked to the face. Shorter player.
Any blood?
I think if the guy was like a 6'4", he would have hit him in the chest, but because he was a shorter player, he kind of got him. square right in the face.
Any blood, or is it because of the new face things they wear?
Yeah, he had it because of the new face shield. Yeah, he had him smack dab in the face shield. It was
Back in my day, you wore that face shield, you were a dead man.
Oh, he would have been ugly. Yeah, if he wasn't wearing that face shield, ooh, we would have seen blood.
And back in my day, if there was a guy that wore a face shield, that was it. He was a target.
It was a bullseye.
Oh yeah, we had the bullseye on the back.
You know who wore the face shield? Claude Lemieux. Claude Lemieux wore the face shield.
Claude Lemieux, yeah, I remember that one.
He wore the face shield before everybody else.
Why is everybody picking on me?
Who was the guy? Rick. Who was the last guy to not wear a helmet? It was Leach, right? For the Flyers. Rick Leach.
No, I thought it was what's his name?
Brian Leach
From the Oilers.
No, not Brian Leach. Brian Leach was post helmet.
Marty McSorley didn't wear a helmet for a long time.
Last NHL player to not wear a helmet. Craig McTavish. Doug Wilson is the guy I was thinking of. Rod Langway was another guy that I know did not wear the helmet. Guy Lafleur. Brad Marsh is the guy I was thinking of. Flyers, right?
Yep.
Yep. And Ron Duguay, of course, did not wear the helmet. He had
no helmet there.
He had the inverted mullet. It was more like a mullet, but it was kind of like the Farrah Fawcett style. Right. Celebrating Farrah Fawcett with my mullet.
That's I can't wear this helmet. It'll mess up my hair.
I tell you what, I had no idea this was going to be a good show today. I had no clue, man. Yeah, we got there. It only took us 17 minutes. We're talking about Farrah Fawcett style mullets. Yeah. Both NHL homer picks lost yesterday. Oilers and the Stars. I was on the Oilers and the Bruins, and it cost me busted up my parlay.
Busted up the parlay.
I'll tell you what busted up my parlays was Kevin Gausman busting up my Nerfy in the Houston game. I knew Gausman was a shit stain. I used those exact words on this show yesterday, and he busted up my Nerfy, man. Oh man. It was I figured he would get out of the first inning and then he would get crushed. But he did not even.
He didn't wait. He's just I can't take this.
It's like I need to see a crooked number in a hurry. It's how about the 7 work for you? It's how about Oakland loses 10-1? The Mets get 20, or the Cubs get 20 hits. They score the 1 run in the first inning to bust up my Nerfy. Right. I'll tell you what, man. There's no glory in these Nerfy videos I've been doing. I'm working on it, but man. Nerfy's a tough game, man.
Tough game. Man.
It is a tough game.
It is tough, yeah.
The ones that I really like though do generally come in. The ones that I really like. A's didn't give a shit about my Nerfy either, Darren. Well, we're only going to score once, so let's do it now. The Mets were batting .220 going in. They had 20, what was the Cubs? It wasn't the Mets. The Mets were out there beating up the Dodgers. Cavs, Oilers. The Oilers are playing tomorrow. AC Milan to advance by penalty shootout plus 2140. Yeah, we don't bet soccer on this show. We pretend it doesn't exist. Unless we're betting it. Now you want to say something, man? Cut it out. What is going on? Were you fighting with someone in the comments, Chris?
I don't know. I don't see.
Chris is gonna be mad.
No, I was complaining that we were having a debate about sports on a sports morning show.
Oh, because you came back 10 minutes after the original comment. Yeah, he was right. I'll say it. No, it's all good, man. You're right, Free World. It was a bitch move. I'm with you. That was a bitch ass move.
Well, yeah. Cross-check the face busted up my parlay.
I think it was the other 60 minutes of worthless hockey.
The other 60.
Let's not forget the other 60 minutes of worthless hockey the Oilers played. You know what we call that in the business? Net zero wins. Let's take a look at this box score and see who was the most hideous for the Oilers. Who really let us down? Draisaitl with 2 goals. Connor McDavid, -2, 5 shots, 1 SM. I don't even know what that is. 1 BS. I don't know what that is. Block shot, I guess.
Block shot.
3 HTs. Hot tuna. That stands for hot freaking tuna, baby. Then TK, TKO. And then 1 GV. I don't even know what any of those stats mean. That's how shitty I am at this. What's 27 SHFT?
Sorry, just give me 1 sec. I'll be right back.
Shorthanded something. Short.
We're out PPTOI. Power play time on ice, 2 minutes and 21 seconds. Shorthanded time on ice, 153. Estimated time on ice total, 21 minutes. 9 FWs and 11 FLs. 45% of the time the puck was in the Edmonton end. Yeah, that was a real shit game for Connor McDavid in the clutch, wasn't it? I think it wasn't the cross check. I think it was his poor play. He's the guy that you need to get it done. Draisaitl scored 2 goals. 6 shots.
Correct.
Connor McDavid.
I would agree. He was playing a little too fancy.
Yeah,
a little too fancy, trying to make some passes that he should have taken a shot instead. He's good for that. He's always been good for that.
0. It's a 0, man.
He was a -2, so that means the Kings scored 2 goals while he was on the ice.
Yep. And they would have scored 3 if he would have been on the ice any longer. Could have been 3.
Right?
Was he on the ice when the final goal was scored in overtime?
I don't think so. You definitely couldn't blame Skinner on that goal. No chance. Nice passing play, and they ripped through it. Dog said Leafs. No, I don't think so. The dog was barking. He was like, no, don't do it. Don't bet the Leafs. Leafs getting swept? I don't know about that. I can see him lose, though.
I wonder what Chris is doing. Gee, I wonder what Chris is up to.
Thought he was chasing the dog. There he is.
Wow.
Jason.
Sorry about that.
All right, let's go to Major League Baseball. Tigers and the Guardians ×2. Phillies, White Sox, and Reds, Rays. Chris? Or Rod?
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna go with the over with the Guardians in Detroit. This was the matchup we were gonna see yesterday that got rained out. So we go back to it. Stick with the over 8.5. We know what we've seen from Hunter Gavias, and it was not the pretty. And we know what Matthew Boyd's done. I think both pitchers get touched up and don't result in who wins this game. As you look, Detroit 7-3 to the over in their last 10. Cleveland 6-4 to the over in their last 10. Runs come early and often in game one. Take the over.
Chris? Oh, me. It's me. I'll take the over in the White Sox Phillies, and I'll parlay it up with the White Sox on the money line there against the Phillies as well. Zach Wheeler's another sack of crap, a lot like Gausman that we saw last night. Just an overrated blowhard that just gets backing for no reason whatsoever. I talked about it in yesterday's video and was met in the comments by people that had talked about how he led the Phillies to the pennant in the last year, but actually he was 1-3 in the postseason. Look for him to get beat up today by the White Sox and Lance Lynn. The Phillies are nothing more than a 6-10 scrub-ass team taking the White Sox. Plus money there, or plus money as dog at home, plus the over. Aside from that, I think he's a good guy.
And I'll go with the under between the Rays and the Reds. Nick Lodolo has been really, really good so far this season. Allowed 2 runs in each of his first 2 home starts, and Taj Bradley going for the Rays here. He was one of their highest pitching prospects this season. He didn't have his debut was not too shabby. And I think he could have some issues at Great American Ballpark, but I still think 9.5 just a bit too high in this one. So I'm going to roll with the under, lean towards Cincinnati at home.
Got how many more games? Now we have 15 more, right? No, 13 more. Marlins and the Giants, Nationals and the Orioles, Yankees and the Angels, Red Sox and the Twins. I'll take the Marlins here against the Giants. I like Cabrera. He walks a lot of batters, but man, he doesn't give up a lot of runs, which means that he's really good. And the Marlins are super high on him. We saw Knock Knock last night struggle a little bit, but he came back, and the Marlins came back late with the home run. Soler didn't even play in that game. Did not start in that game. Arise, once again, just hitting the cover off the ball. I'm taking the Marlins with Cabrera. Chris Knock Knock.
Sure.
Jesus.
Jesus who?
Jesus Luzardo leading the Marlins to another victory.
I was waiting for you to be like, Jesus is going to hand the ball off to Edward, and Edward's going to kick the Marlins' ass. Or the Giants' ass today. I screwed up the joke. Anyways, I'm going to go with for me, I'm going to go with the over between the Twins and the Red Sox. Chris Sale, an absolute disaster this season, 11.25 ERA. And Sonny Gray, while he has pitched well so far this season, he's had his struggles in his career against the Boston Red Sox. 1-6 record with an ERA up over 8, including his struggles at Fenway as well. I think it's going to be just a high scoring game. I like the over 8.5. With I just like the over 8.5. I just don't want to touch a side in that one.
And for me in these ones, I'm going to go with I'm going to take the Nationals here at home with Cy Gray on the mound. His first start of the season wasn't so good. His last couple have been pretty good. You look at Dean Kramer, and he got roughed up. He's definitely not had a good start to the season for the Orioles. And so, yeah, I'm going to go with the Nationals here. I think the Nationals can get to Kramer and rough him up. Give me the Nationals over the Orioles.
All right. That was fun. White Sox and the Phillies game 2, Royals and the Rangers, and the Cardinals against the Diamondbacks. Return to the scene of the crime, Chris Ruffalo. Knock, knock.
Yeah. Who's there?
The Cardinals wouldn't know because they can't do anything with runners in scoring position. Chris, do you think it came down to a cross-check last night, or do you think it was...
I think if that cross-check doesn't happen, we don't go to overtime. Because then it was extremely hard for them to stop the 6-on-4. I had the under in that game, so I'm sitting there rooting for it. And then as soon as I got the penalty, I was like sitting on the edge of my seat. And of course, Stuart Skinner doesn't know how to close his legs. Yeah, so if the cross check doesn't happen, then it stays 3-2. But if it does, then like it did, then we went to overtime, and then everything played out the way it did. But for these ones, I'm going to take a shot with the Royals at home and the plus money. I don't trust Nathan Eovaldi. I know the Rangers probably the better lineup. They have a more consistent hitting lineup, and the Royals just 1-10 at home this season. But I stand by the fact that if Brad Keller was on another team, if like a Yankees or a Dodgers, he's a -170, -180 pitcher at the very least. He's got some solid stuff. He's just struggling because he doesn't play because he plays for the Royals. But even then, 2-1 with a 2.12 ERA. The Rangers got one over on the Royals yesterday, but I think the Royals get revenge here. I'm gonna roll with Kansas City in this one.
Rod?
And for me, I'm going to go to the under between Arizona and St. Louis. Just as you said, the Cardinals are struggling to score with runners in scoring position. So I'm going to take the under there. I know it just went over yesterday when they scored 9. But with Jameson on the mound, off to a nice start for Arizona, 2-0, 1.46 ERA and a 1.05 WHIP. And Montgomery, not bad start for him either. 2-1 in this season, 2.45 ERA with a 1.09 WHIP. I think he got a pitcher's duel early, and runs definitely come at a premium there. So I like the under first 5, and I like the under full game in that one.
I like the Astros again. They scored a lot of runs early against the Blue Jays. They just got tired from running around the bases so much because they just kept hitting the ball so deep in the ballpark off of Gausman. It's kind of like the rope-a-dope and the Thrilla in Manila with Ali, where he kind of took George Foreman around the block because it was just too much. Actually, the Thrilla in Manila was not. Yeah, it was. No, it was actually, that was in Africa, that fight. But, yeah, I think it was similar to that, where Gausman just really tired out the Astros. I mean, they were just really, they were swinging so hard and the ball was going so far. And I think the Astros get back at it after some well-needed rest. Maybe they'll have some army cots in the dugout to relax after. Because they'll have a lot of time in between at bats like they did last night. Kevin Gausman is just a real piece of garbage. We got the Rockies and the Pirates. I messed this up, didn't I? I did 4 somewhere.
I didn't want to say anything, but I'm sitting here like, couldn't wait to get to bashing the Blue Jays, could you?
Right. Well, the Blue Jays were in that. Oh, they weren't in that segment?
It was the White Sox and the Phillies game.
All right, so we'll come back. We'll put that one in then. White Sox, Phillies, Rockies, Pirates, and San Diego against the Braves. You guys can leave the White Sox for me, even though I did the first game.
Well, for me in these ones, I like the Braves. Braves got the win yesterday, 2-0, and Spencer Strider on the mound. He's struggled a little bit in his last couple starts, but Braves have still been able to pull out the win. So 3-0 in his starts this season. I think he turns it on and shuts down the Padres in this one. And hands out some free mustache rides for everybody. Braves are also 7-0 in their last 7 on the road. They're playing awesome on the road to start the year. I think they continue rolling here against Blake Snell. Not a Blake Snell guy. Fade Blake Snell. Give me the Braves in this one.
I'll take the White Sox again over the Phillies. Bailey Faulkner. I also like to parlay it up with the over as well. I think Giolito's been getting hit pretty hard this season. So is Falter.
And I'll stick with the words I never thought would leave my mouth. I'm going to back Vince Velasquez and the Pirates here. The Pirates just playing much better on the road, and the Colorado Rockies just can't seem to get out of their own way. Normally a decent home team, but they're struggling right now, and I'm especially not backing Jose Urena at Coors Field either. So give me the Pittsburgh Pirates on the money line here.
All right. On to the NBA. Celtics, Hawks, Cavs, Knicks, and Suns, Clippers. We got 3 games, 3 people. Perfect. Who's up first? Is it me?
You get to go first.
Sweet.
You?
Sweet. I'll take the Knicks against the Cavaliers. A lot of people humping up on the Cavs. Oh, the Knicks grabbed one already. Nah, they beat them pretty easily the first game. I don't see anything changing here. I'm going to go with the Knicks. Look for them to hit them with the body blow in this one again. It really crushed them on the boards, and that is humiliating. Kind of like what we saw the Hawks do to the Knicks a couple of years ago in the playoffs, where they just really had no answers, even though he kept thinking, oh, maybe the Knicks will come back. They're not coming back. This one's all over. We're gonna call this one for the Cavaliers. Chris?
Benito Santiago?
No. We're going to call this a learning experience.
Fair enough.
Yeah, learning experience. It was a good learning experience. So good about it.
I'm going to roll with the under between the Hawks and the Celtics. I think it's carbon copy of Game 1. It's at 230.5 to me just seems too high. I know the Hawks are the desperate team here. They'll probably come out, have a better shooting performance than they did in Game 1. They went just 5 of 29 from 3, but I still think, even if you get a lopsided win here, something like a 118 to 107 kind of game, still leaves us in the mid 220s, and I still think 230.5, like I said, just too high for this matchup. So give me the under 230.5 Hawks Celtics.
Yeah, that was the Clippers. I'll take the Clippers plus the points versus the Suns. You got a good chance to outrun them again. The Clippers have won the last 3 meetings between them and the Suns all of this season, including outright win in Game 1. I don't know if they can outright win in Game 2, but definitely going to keep it close. Give me the 8.5 with the Clippers.
All right. That leads us into the parlays. Chris, you get the honors,
Yep.
Your Honor.
All right. Well, then I'll lead it off with the under between the Celtics and Hawks. I'll go with the Seattle Kraken plus the 1.5, and I'll go with the under between the Cincinnati Reds and Tampa Bay Rays. Love that parlay today.
Loving it.
And I'm going to go with the mixed sport. We're going to go with the Winnipeg Jets on the money line. We're going to go with the Atlanta Braves on the money line. And we're going to go with the Clippers plus the points.
Taking the Tampa Bay Lightning on the reverse puck line. I'm going to parlay it up with the White Sox and Phillies over in Game 2. And I like I like the Knicks money line against the Cavs. That's it. That's the whole show. I changed my set, but it's a work in progress. I'm just working on some things, reworking. I did this side. Now I'm working my way over. I'm doing some things over. Working my way over.
Yes.
A lot of interesting emails and comments recently, man. It's like the more bigger things get, the bigger they get. You know, it's like. All right. Make it a winning day. We'll see you guys later.